Today we're going to talk about FOMO,
Well, what does that even mean?
fear of missing out.
Fear of missing
Out.
Okay.
Right. So why is it important? Because it creates anxiety. It's really, we are trying to live somebody's excitement. There are three underlying currents or elements that drive that. One, we just talk about comparison, which we will expand. The second, regret. The lastly would be the desperation.
Right.
Recognize, shift, forward motion. Mind trap. Today we're going to talk about FOMO.
Well, what does that even mean? I hear it, FOMO. What does that even mean?
Obviously, the straight expansion of the acronym is really fear of missing out.
Fear of missing
out.
Okay.
Right. And so why is it important? Because it creates anxiety. Right. So what we are trying to do, I don't know who came up with that FOMO. It sounds some other name, but I'll take whatever they say.
Just whatever they say. It's clever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it's really, we are trying to live somebody's excitement as if, we are not part of that. Right. So in other words, if somebody's getting excited, somebody's getting rewarded in X, Y, and Z, and we transfer to us and thinking that we are not part of that, and therefore, that is my definition of FOMO. We are missing out on something that is somebody's journey, right? And so to me,
Have you ever had that in your life?
good question. I think subconsciously I may.
Yeah.
But when I'm aware, I don't, because I tell myself, hey, this is your journey. That's not, that's their journey. So why are you looking on the outside? Look inside.
So I hear it's more of a negative thing. For example, if I want to go to a show and I can't go, but my friends are going, I have the fear of missing out that, they're having fun without me. I don't get to see the show. Is that kind of...
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So it's shifting the mindset to be like, they're deserving and not me? Or is that the danger part of
instead of saying, oh, great, my friends are enjoying it, let them have fun. And when my time comes, I'll have fun too. Instead of that, we turn it against us and increase the anxiety as a result of which, right? And so in my mind, I don't get into the trap, but subconsciously, some situations I might have. So now I'm working consciously to make sure I don't fall for the trap. Like, the way I'm trying to tell myself is that, hey, that is their life. This is your life. What has that to do with you?
Yeah.
And you will get your chance. Relax.
I like that too, because this is an interesting trap because it cycles. We're in the trap and we go through the maze and we keep going, and we can get stuck in this if we're not careful, right?
Yes.
And so this happens a lot. This happened to me a lot when I was in college.
Got it.
Where, I saw someone get an award or they got a better grade, and I was comparing and they got to go on this trip, or maybe a job opportunity came up that I wanted.
Yes.
Or maybe a friend got a chance to go on a vacation, and I'm like, and then it turns into me like, what did I do wrong?
Yes.
So describe what it would feel like to be trapped in that mentality.
Yeah, so I think you already touched upon, right, Danielle, in terms of, let's say, if you look at the FOMO by itself, there are three underlying currents or elements that drive that. One, we just talk about comparison, which you will expand. The second, regret, right? Regret it, but you should not regret it, right? But we do. The lastly would be the desperation, right? So it could start as simple as a comparison. That comparison leads to regret, and that leads to desperation. Then all on a sudden, without us being aware, we are in the loop and we are in the FOMO.
And so it's more of looking at us as we're not good enough.
Yes.
Undeserving. So we're putting those negative ties
Yes,
on
yes,
ourselves,
yes.
on why we can't go do something, didn't get a chance to do something, right?
Yes.
And so we're in this cycle of negative cloud,
Yes.
let's say,
Over and over.
over and over. And actually, it can be like poison.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because once we start thinking and believing that about
Yes,
ourselves,
yes.
then that can flow into other things.
100%.
Right?
100%, because then it takes over. Remember, we talked about, our brain is a chemical factory.
Yeah.
It's if those chemicals are properly balanced, it won't be trapped. And this poison, it's a chemical factory.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And wrong chemicals go in there more, and you get imbalance, and that imbalance could lead to certain things, and that's where we get stuck in comparison for a long time. Oh God, that person has X, I don't have. Poor me, what did I do wrong? Right? And then it starts with a benign comparison. All of a sudden, you are in the regret mode, right? And then finally, that leads to desperation, right? And we start doing some stupid stuff, right? Right? I mean,
Yeah,
that to me, yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like, was it the last one of the previous podcasts you mentioned, or you relate our brain to a computer.
Yes.
And when the computer's dirty, or when there's,
Viruses.
virus, yeah. And then we have to clear it out.
Exactly.
And we have to be aware of it
Yes,
first,
yes,
that
yes,
it's
yes,
not
yes.
running properly,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So we need to clean up all
Yes.
the dirt and dust, right?
Yes.
And this is dirt and dust.
It is.
Comparing, maybe regretting we didn't do enough. Again, it goes back to not being enough, not being worthy of something. And then we have that last one of desperation of we need to do it now.
Yes.
Like, why,
Now.
why didn't it happen now?
Yeah.
Not understanding that there's a long-term goal or
Yeah.
effect, but we want it now.
Yeah, you're not going to die today, although some people may die today, but you're
Yeah.
not going to, but we behave in that moment as if today is the only day this has to happen. I have to look like that person on the social media, which is highly curated, but they take it upon themselves.
Yeah.
And that affects them. So whether it is a comparison, whether, then leading into regret, leading into desperation, all three has an interplay that without them being aware.
Yeah, and I also hear it as expectations for ourselves.
Yes.
I feel like naturally we have expectations of where we want to be in life.
Yes.
We have expectations of what we want to look like, right? Like, this looks healthy. This is what I want to look like. Social media
Yes.
can be used for good and bad, but the bad side of it is we do have that comparison side to
Yes.
it, where we're like,
Yes.
oh, like that is what society says is pretty,
Yes.
right? And so we do get stuck in this idea
Yes.
of what we should do,
Yes.
of who we should be, of what we should look like, right?
But who says that?
I
Who
love
says
it.
that?
Who says it? Your famous line, yes. It's my favorite, actually.
Thank you.
But who says?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And we've been programmed, right? And we need to get out of the trap, and that's what this our entire podcast is just that.
So we need to clean it up,
Yes.
right? And we need to clean the computer. Now we're aware. We're aware that we're cycling. There's something off, right? Okay, we recognize the negative emotions. Now what? Now what do we do? Now that we're aware, what would you suggest?
So now that we are aware, you will not have FOMO. FOMO goes away. You're not in the trap. You're untrapped. You're trap free. So when you're trap free, you could do other amazing things in life. So you won't be, sometime grounding in life to be good, but this one you will be grounded for bad by getting into the FOMO, because you're paralyzed. Because you're in the loop. Oh my God, I'm not good enough. oh my God, what did I do wrong? Okay, then you're so desperate. Sometimes that's why bullying comes into play. It's an act of desperation.
A reaction.
Reaction,
A
right?
fight response.
Exactly, right?
That if I can't have it, they can't have it.
Exactly.
Right?
So they can't have it. And so by you solving that, you are out of that. So you're not in that FOMO cage anymore. Right?
What kind of mentality or characteristics would you say someone who has a clean mindset and who is out of that FOMO has?
So for example, just an example, we talk about social media, right? So I scroll through the feed. Okay, yeah, that girl is looking good. Okay, God bless her. This guy is looking handsome. God bless him. We move on, right? But if we take their pictures as our life and put it on the inside, that's an outside element, and you're trying to put it in. That's what a person who's not subjected to FOMO would do, right? And the same person, because of that, because he's not looking for validation, so he or she will not get into the regretted side.
So
Right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
And then because they are not comparing and they're not regretting, and therefore they will not be desperate. Right? So then their life is, then they will be focusing on, okay, which seminar should I go?
bettering themselves.
Bettering themselves. Which self-improvement thing I should do. How do I improve my mindfulness? Where can I go for vacation? What can I do with my kids? What can I do with my boyfriend, girlfriend? All those good things will happen in life that they're supposed to do, but they are caught in this trap of living somebody's life. And those guys, because those guys are living in their head rent-free.
Yeah.
And they're not even paying money to these guys.
Yeah.
But they are residing in their head and burdens them. And then unchecked,
Yeah.
it leads to several things. To me, comparison is a very benign step, the first step of a depression.
It is interesting to me, though, because yes, we naturally compare.
Yes.
Right? We naturally do that. But if we're honest with ourselves,
Yes.
people really don't care as much as we think they
100%.
do.
Thank you, Jesus.
And so, like, for example, and I'll be honest.
Yeah, you should
and
be.
authentic here.
Yeah.
How much, I'm embarrassed to even say how many times I will look at my own stories over and over and over again, like a crazy person. But I don't look at other people's stories as much.
Because you love you so much.
But I don't know why I have to look at my own stories for like an hour straight.
That's
and I'm
a good thing.
What
So
is in the other day I was like, oh my, did I really do that? Like, what? And it just proved my point that I don't really care what anyone else is really doing.
Fantastic.
I just want to know, like,
Danielle, you're already
if
out
my
of
story's
FOMO.
still there or something.
You're already out of FOMO.
I'm like, I don't know why I do it, but I think it's like a disassociation thing.
Yes.
Where I'll just do that so I don't have to clean or do the whatever else I have to do.
Yes.
But I just have to make sure my story is there for some weird reason.
Let's be honest. How many times you check your own stories? Give me some
Or
number.
comments or
yeah,
likes.
Yeah, whatever.
Times?
How many
Oh,
times? What's the maximum
geez.
number of times you have
I'm
done?
scared to even admit.
10, 20, 30?
More than that.
Oh
I
my
think,
God.
yeah. But the crazy thing is I really don't look at anyone else's
That's
stuff.
good. That's good.
But
Comparing to oneself is the best thing one can do.
I know. I do.
So you're doing the right thing.
I do, but it's unhealthy at how much time I spend.
So give me some
doing
number that is healthy and
So-
give me a number that is not
I feel
it's
like,
unhealthy.
I mean, oh boy. I mean, and social media, how much is unhealthy in my opinion?
Yeah, in your
to be
opinion,
on
just
social
looking at
media
yourself, not
throughout
somebody
the
else.
day.
Yeah.
Oh, hours. I know it's
Can
sad to
be
admit.
can
But-
be reset to 30 minutes or less.
The other day I had to turn off my phone and I had to put it in the drawer and I had to detox from social media because I was so obsessed with checking if, who looked at my story or how many likes and why did that one only get that many likes? It was like such a mind game for hours.
Oh, 100%.
And so I'm like, okay, if anyone needs to contact me, they can contact me and I'll get it on the computer. like with the iMessage on the computer
yes.
and not on the phone, because once I sit on the phone, then I'm like, okay, then I open that app, and then I open the other app, and then okay, it's been 20 minutes, let's check again. And it's I think it is scary and how many times. So would I call that FOMO? Or just a
No, I
social
wouldn't call
media
that as a
obsession?
FOMO. No, I wouldn't call that as an obsession or a FOMO, because you're doing exactly what the Instagram guys intended to do, intended for you to do. You know why? Because they have so many behavioral scientists working for this company, figuring it out how to get these guys hooked on. Those behavior they program and apply to us. So all we need to do, get out of that program. But there is nothing that you are doing wrong, because you're doing exactly how they designed it to be.
Interesting. That is interesting.
It is. Instagram guys, you don't believe myself, ask the question.
It's a science.
How many, it's a science. And within the science, it's a behavioral science. This is how we are supposed to behave. And you are behaving exactly as they intended. And I will do the same. Only difference is I'm involved in so many things. I'm just pulled apart, and I don't have the time to go inside.
That
and
is the trick.
That is the
Stay
trick.
busy.
Exactly. That is the busy. So
Stay
if I
busy.
don't stay busy, let's say instead of 10 projects, I want to do one project, what will I do with the rest of my time?
Yeah.
I'll be depressed too. I'll be looking at all these things, and then I get, empty mind is a devil's workshop, and that's what happens. But, there is nothing wrong, but, it depends on how much time you have, what are the projects that you want to do, work on. And as long as it doesn't interfere and, sabotage what the other things are happening, then I don't think there is anything wrong.
Passive,
Yeah,
yeah. I like how you said that an empty mind is a
devil's
workshop.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And so that's probably also where they get you.
Yes.
Is they're trying to feed your
Yes.
mind
Yes.
to distract you from what you
need to do.
Yeah.
And they put you on a loop, and you are in a subconscious layer without See, Danielle, you can ask yourself, if you are aware in that moment that you are doing this, would you do that? You wouldn't.
Right. It's all about
And
awareness.
awareness. So they take you out of the awareness limit, and that's what they do.
It is interesting, though, because with social media and FOMO, part of our regret is we have too many options. For example, if I want to travel to Tulum
Yes.
and I want to go to this hotel, and then I look up hotels on
Yes.
social media, and then I follow, okay, this is a cool hotel. And then I have more options, right? Well, then I go there. And then I experience it, but then I'm like, oh, I should have went to that one.
Exactly. That's a
I should have-
regret.
Yes. And so then it also can play that where I'm like,
100%.
why didn't I do that? Why didn't I get the photo and the cenotes like she did it in her bikini, right? Like we can loop that way.
Yeah. I mean, like it's a good example you mentioned. They do the same thing, whether it is a hotel, whether it is social media. These guys, they program, give us so many options, unable to decide what we wanted to do, and they paralyze our decision making, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at Instagram, 5 years ago, 5 years now, whatever they said is not working is now working, and whatever is not working, it won't work. Okay, we're gonna have the reel, we're gonna have the stories, we're gonna have the feed, we're gonna have this post, that post. They create whole barrage of options, constantly trying to get hooked. Or in this case, I can even call it trap. It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a social media trap.
Now, we talked about three things. We talked about comparison, regret, and desperation. We talked about them in a negative sense, right? They are bad. They can keep us in this loop, in this trap, but they can also be good.
Yes.
So how would comparison be a good thing?
So, for example, if I were to look at some, let's say, sports or whatever, or even a politics or even a business entrepreneurs, if I were to compare and try to take the good things out of them, okay, what is driving Elon Musk to be the richest guy on the planet Earth? Obviously, he has his own baggage, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to go there. But end of the day, there are things that you can compare and take for yourself. That how could a guy like that, who is in so many industries unrelated to each other and is just not dabbling is becoming extremely successful. So to me, that comparison is not a bad comparison. It's a good comparison that's going to elevate you, right?
Yeah.
The second comparison, let's say basketball. How is LeBron James? What does he do? Whether it is routine, physical regimen, he's doing something that is giving him that power. Is it mindfulness? Is he meditating? He does something. He's
Puts
shooting
him at
those
that level.
exactly at that level. So taking that to me is a good thing. And somebody could have in the spirituality realm, or somebody who could be handsome, somebody who could be beautiful, like yourself. So what do we do? You know what I mean? So how do you take that? And then that is a good comparison. I'm not trying to live your life, but I'm trying to take the goodness from your life and apply on the inside, and I'm trying to make myself better.
Bettering
So
yourself.
so that comparison in that instance, it's an inspiration,
I like that.
right? It's not creating anxiety, but it's inspiring me on the inside. So to me, in those instances, comparison is a good thing.
So to me, I hear two different words. I hear lack of, where we're comparing. That's like more of a negative side. And then we're like, okay, how do I better myself?
Yes.
By
Comparing.
studying them.
Studying, okay, you can use the word
Yeah.
studying, but it's also comparing, right?
Yeah.
When you study, you compare,
Yep.
right?
By comparing where I'm at now, where I want to be.
Wanna
right?
be.
Right.
And you're using them as a template. You're using them as a role model. And so in that sense, that comparison is a very healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
And I do that all the time because, I need role models because I don't want it to reinvent anything that doesn't need to be reinvented, right? Like, for example, Richard Branson, he's very, he's action-oriented, right? He
Very.
assembles plane while flying,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
right?
Have you been on one of his planes?
No, I have not.
I have.
Oh, good for you.
And have you ever been on any of his cruises?
No, I have not.
We should go.
Okay.
It is
Let's
a
get
whole different
Yeah.
mindset.
Fantastic.
But
First year anniversary of the Mind Trap podcast.
should.
We
Yeah,
celebrate in
see?
the
Did you
cruise
hear
liner.
No, but I mean, he's a great one, like a
Yeah.
mentor, great mindset. And I like how you said that is like studying them, what works,
Yes.
right? Like learning from them,
Yes.
not putting a negative, wishing them ill.
Yeah,
or,
no, no,
or
no,
like,
no.
or having a negative
Yeah.
viewpoint of yourself.
Yeah.
That you're not
Yeah.
at where they
Yeah.
are at. It's more of learning from them.
Yeah. See, nobody is perfect, Daniel. I think the society it's a trap, right? So we think everybody has to be perfect. That is so wrong. Who says that?
Yeah.
Right? And sort of classic example is, say, Bill Clinton. I like Bill Clinton minus Monica Lewinsky, okay? I like him because he's very approachable
Yeah.
and he's very emotional. For a man, society has said, man should not be so emotional. For him, he's a very emotional man. But that emotion allowed him to connect to the voters.
Yeah.
And he became a two-term president. Yeah, granted, all the Monica Lewinsky and all that, let's leave that aside. But he's very approachable, and his communication was so solid, and common person can feel him, right? So I
yeah.
learned that from him.
Yeah.
Only that one, okay?
Only that.
Rest of them, I leave it with him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a good comparison. But if I were to take everything as a baggage, then I become the baggage, right?
Because you're not yet president.
I can be president.
Not
And
yet.
I don't have interns floating around like him in the White House, so I don't have that option. Okay, and then the other thing is Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. So I study all of these entrepreneurs in the tech space, in the investment space, like Warren Buffett. What do they do, and what is their secret sauce? To me, that is a healthy comparison. If I were to be thinking, let's say, oh my God, Warren Buffett has, several billions and billions. I don't have even $1 billion. Oh my God, what did I do? God, what did I do wrong? Then I'll be going through depression.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens. That's where this FOMO, unchecked, can lead into that over a long period of time, and then you start regretting it, right? And then
Yeah.
unchecked, then you do some stupid stuff like trying to settle some scores. You become mean, and agitated, annoyed.
This is interesting too.
Right?
Yeah.
And like you said, then they put poison in their own mind, in their own body, and they're drinking their own poison, thinking their other person is going to die.
Yeah.
But who's putting poison to themselves?
That's true.
Right? So that to me is a negative effect of FOMO, but the positive effect is to utilize for good comparison. And you can also regret, hey man, I didn't make this happen. You know what? By 2026, I'm going to make this happen. To me, that is an inspiration. Even from a regretted,
Yeah.
it could turn the regretted to a positive one. Because, Danielle, you and I talk about all the time. Anything is the same spectrum, right? In the same spectrum, depending on where you are on the spectrum, changes whether it is good or bad,
That's
right?
true.
Comparison could be a good comparison, a bad comparison. Which end of the spectrum do you want to be on decides whether it is beneficial
Or desperation.
detriment. Yes, desperation also.
You could.
You got to be desperate, because with desperation, you will take action to further your life or become successful in a business. You got to be desperate.
Like, it has to be done now.
It got to
You
be
want
done.
it done now.
Action.
Action.
Yeah. Without action, you can have no progress. So in that way, it is a good thing. So I would not say outright, don't compare, don't regret, and don't be desperate. Right? I would say in balance.
Imbalance.
Yes.
That's
the
the key
balance is the
word,
key word.
imbalance.
Yeah.
And
And if you're not in balance, you become imbalanced in your head.
That is true. And I do think it takes a level of emotional intelligence to balance yourself, but also understand that others are off balance too.
Yes.
For example, I see this, and this is very common in families, where maybe the son or the daughter is making more money than the parents.
Yes.
And so there's a comparison.
Yes.
Maybe the parent, or even, the father, the mother, is comparing themselves to their children.
Yes.
Right? They want to be happy for their children. They want to, yes, root for them, but there's this underlining seed of comparison. And I see this, and it's very, very common, especially even in my own family. I do see this. So with that said, and the emotional intelligence it takes to understand the dynamic of balance within our own selves, but also understanding other people struggle with that too. What would your suggestion be for that kind of thing?
So the simple thing is that we need to be aware of what is happening first. Most of the issues, at least from my experience, Danielle, is that when I'm not aware, I may do things that I would not normally do. Whenever I am aware, self-centered, looking inside, I always make the right call. It's when I get out of that self-centering, I get into trouble, right? Let's say the family situation, right? I think that it's, again, the same thing we talked about, good comparison, bad comparison. The good comparison would be, as a parents, the thing that what they are doing for their kids is really, you want them to be better than what you wear. That is the ultimate success of your parenthood. That your kids are able to lead a better life than what you were able to do generations ago. That should be an uplifting happiness that should make them even more happier. And it should not be the other way around. I don't know what those parents are, who they are, but I think if I were to have a free reign, I would send them to counseling.
No, I do encourage that.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what I mean? So that is not, to me, the right context. Because that's what you want.
Comparing and competing in the family.
Yeah,
right?
that's what you want. By nature, even an animal species want its kid, whatever it puts it out in the world, to better than them. And I think we are much more evolved, and we are talking about emotional intelligence, and we have to operate at that evolved state. we can go much below an animal state. So, right? It is,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Look at any animal. It's tried to protect its offspring, right? And so that's what we need to do. And I think, time to time I may have, but lately what I have said, no, it's in the family. Your gene pool is doing good. And that is why you came into this biological existence, right? And then the idea of an offspring is to make sure that you're leaving a legacy behind, and you want the legacy to be better than what you were brought into.
Yeah.
You agree? I mean, that's what we
I
did.
agree. I do think it does, though, unconsciously create a FOMO of, I wish I could have done that when I was a kid.
Exactly.
I wish I could have went to that country when I was a kid. Like, there is a level unconsciously of like, I wish I could have.
I think
a little bit of a regret.
Everything is there. Whatever we talked about is there.
Yeah.
And then you become super rich. Oh my God. Then the separation gets worse and worse. And the more successful you become, the comparison skyrockets. And then the regret even skyrockets. And then the desperation. Oh my God, he has all this money I don't have. Why is he not taking care of me?
Yes.
You see what I mean? And they get into entitlement. Oh my God, but nobody knows how much struggle you have to work. Nobody knows how many ungodly hours you have to do. Nobody knows how much struggle you have to go through to get there.
Yeah.
But then because you're part of that, I want it too. But I'm not ready to do that.
And then it comes out, I want it now.
Yeah.
I deserve it. Entitlement.
Yeah.
Right?
So one of the things, and I think it's so real, Danielle, I can give my own personal exception, a situation in my case. One of my nephew keeps telling me, Uncle Tal, please don't work hard. Slow down. I said, why? Because you're making us look bad. I said, how am I making you look bad? Because you keep on doing 7, 8 companies and you have normalized it in our family. If I don't do 9, 10 companies, I look like a loser. Right?
So there's comparison.
It is. And so he's asking, slow down. I said, I can't slow down.
Yeah.
I'm programmed this way and I'm going to be this way. But what I am saying is, they feel the pressure. So what I'm getting out of is that, okay, that is his journey. He got it. But then we are taking into the family. In our family, he's setting the bar so high. Even if I do an extraordinary job, I look small. It's a comparison. But compared to the normal population, he's still extremely successful. But when you're comparing to an extremely successful person, then you become, for example, like Danielle, if I were to compare myself to, let's say, Elon Musk, I'll be a fool to do that.
But it depends on like...
Is one day income probably is my lifetime.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know the statistics on him.
You see what I'm saying? That's the point.
Right.
So it's real, it does exist.
It does exist, and I see it in families too. I feel like, I guess to me, you don't want to shrink yourself to fit someone else's narrative.
100%.
1. 2, you do want to be mindful that there is the jealousy that they are comparing. And so there are those who are like over toppers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like when I'm at a dinner table and I hear, so-and-so say this, and then it's like, oh, but I did this. And there's like they're trying to top
100%,
each other.
100%.
And it's like this comparison thing going on. Just being mindful of others, I feel, is also...
I mean, like, we got to accept as they are, and we got to be non-judgmental.
Yeah.
And, nobody is perfect.
We want everyone to win.
Everybody to win.
Yeah.
And we all have our unique strength, and we have to play to their strength.
Yeah.
Listen, end of the day, God, nature, I don't know, there is only, say, certain percent of people as we define to be beautiful, right? 90% are not going to be beautiful. It's just in that standard, it's given.
But what makes a person beautiful?
But
Define beauty, though.
Set by the society.
See?
So you are you are a beauty. So you are the definition of beauty, right? If you are not a definition of beauty according to the society, I don't know what else is. So
I'm taking that compliment.
yeah, it is. So that's how we measure, right? And then we look at Elon Musk, and then we look at him. He's super successful entrepreneur. He has billions and billions of dollars. So we look at that as a metric.
So we're defining success based on money in this context.
Money.
What would you,
but in a beauty, it's not
success?
about money, right? It's about beauty is as we define in the society. You got to be this. You got to be this. You got to be this size. You got to facial, it has to look, symmetry, eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, all that, blonde hair, etc., etc. And then on the entrepreneurial side, obviously it's a straight one. Okay, is he a billionaire, or is a multi-billionaire, or is a millionaire? Mm-hmm. So you put them in different buckets, right?
And who taught you that?
Good question. Society.
Yeah.
So we were taught since we were child. Mm-hmm. And we still carry them.
So we taught when we were a child what beauty, the definition of a beauty is, and what the definition of success is.
Yes.
Right? But that could be argued either way. Like, what is beauty? Beauty, we have this society's viewpoint of she has to be this size, or he has to be this size, and have to look this way, dress like this, walk like this, talk like this. But then we were talking about earlier, there's a whole nother level to what beauty is, right?
Yes.
So, for example, if I go to a competition and I see a girl who's walking with confidence and, has a really good personality and has given back, to me, that I'm more attracted to that than looks.
Because you have this, you are attracted to that.
Right.
And because they don't have that, they are attracted
so we're
to you.
attracted to the whatever we don't have.
Exactly, whatever.
That could be true.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Because for an outside person looking in, they can only look at the vanity play. Mm-hmm. Unless they go into the social media and dissect how is she walking, okay, wow, she's also confident. She has the beauty, she has the brains, and she has the drive, all that, right? But in the absence of which, only thing available is the vanity. And they look at the vanity and then, beautiful, not beautiful.
Or successful.
Success or not success.
They just see the show.
Yes.
But that's interesting too, because social media is, we can fake it.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot of people who fake it.
Yeah.
And that can also be part of the problem.
It is.
Social media.
It is.
Right? Because you don't really know what's real, how much.
Because it's highly curated.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Right? Tell me anybody who's going to put an ugly looking picture on the social media. Tell me anybody honestly have done that.
Right.
Nobody on the right frame of mind will do that. Mm-hmm. So it's highly curated, and we have these days we have a lot of filters thanks to a lot of apps floating around. Mm-hmm. And you can make anybody angel as you want. So
and that can kind of play with success too, where they showcase. I know there's a few accounts where they showcase their fancy life on the boat. And all that stuff, and
it could, God only know, it's a rented one.
Yeah, for all that, yeah.
Even exactly. The car is rented. Mm-hmm. Even you can rent a jet.
Yeah.
Everything is rentable except the parents.
That's
in
right.
America.
That's right. That is right.
Everything can be changed in America except the parents. The only thing that you cannot change is your own parents, because that comes from the DNA that you cannot alter.
Right.
Everything else can be altered. Everything else can be bought. Everything else can be Ubered.
I like that. Ubered. That's a good one.
Right?
And that's the issue, is we're comparing because of what society has taught us, what social media is filtering and bringing to us every day that we scroll. It's feeding our minds. And so then we have that comparison. We have that regret. We have that desperation of we need to look like that. We need to make that much money. We need to have that for us to be accepted. And so one of the, I will call it the 5 basic human needs, is to be accepted by society, by others, by a community. And so that's conditioning our mind that 100%. This is, we will be accepted if or when we get to this point, or if we look like that, right? And so our happiness is now stuck on that, right? Like we aren't successful until we have that, until we look like that.
Yes.
Right?
And because it goes back to the old human instincts are, we all lived in groups, right? And so we have to be accepted by the group.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. The
Right?
pack.
The pack.
The pack.
So basically, subconsciously, we are saying, in order for me to be alive and kicking in my pack, I got to do X, Y, and Z. In this pack, I got to be beautiful. In this pack, I got to be smart. In this pack, I got to do sports. In this pack, I got to jump from the mountain. I mean, I'm just making it up, but it's all part of that, and you're trying to fulfill that. That comes from the trap that were set a long time ago, and you're just manifesting and keep on. Basically, you're on autopilot.
Yes. And so to me, the solution and what I hear all this is looking inward.
Yes.
And self-love.
Yes.
Being okay with where we're at.
Yes.
Of course, we have goals
Yes.
and things we want to do, but everything turns inward.
100%.
When we turn everything inward, that we're in control, right, of where we want to go or whatever,
yes.
and what our definition is, and loving ourselves for who we are.
Yeah. So it's very, very difficult to get there on their own, Danielle. So that's why I recommend, practicing mindfulness. And that practice can come through meditation. So the meditative practices centers everything, reset what you're going through, get you out of the loop, and get you into the real world. Because up until then, you're in a la-la land, somebody's land that you're messing around that you don't even know that you're doing. Basically, you're on autopilot.
So when you meditate, and you're in a meditative, I don't even know if that's a word.
State.
At what point do you know you're good? Like, you just got it. Like, you're like, all right, that session is just,
the moment I stop going into social media and comparing about ourselves, I'm not doing that. Oh, poor me. I'm not saying that. I know I got it. And then I'm not desperate to constantly doing certain things. Then I know I got it. I say, okay, I'm going to do my kayaking. Summer is coming. Boom. I got to travel. I enjoy places. My mind, does well when I'm in different places. Okay, boom. And then if I'm stuck in my place and then constantly worrying about what Danielle is doing, then I'm in trouble.
So you catch yourself faster.
Yes.
Okay, so
Well
you're
said.
recognizing the issue.
Yes.
So
Quicker,
and you can shift faster.
Faster, compared to other people who are not doing that. And that's why unchecked, you're there.
Yeah,
Right?
so it's
You're there
almost
for-
like you're checking yourself.
Exactly.
Like,
Self-calibration.
Yeah. It's like, oh, yep, I know this cycle. We're not going there. Let's forward motion.
Exactly.
Shift the focus.
Okay, Bill, let's me jump on this project. So I'm wandering around. Let's start Mind Trap podcast. If Mind Trap podcast is not good enough, I'll start some other trap podcast.
So it's kind of like a domino effect.
is,
It's like
it
the
is.
forward motion of
It is.
like, I'm not going back. My
Yes.
mind's not going back there.
Exactly.
My mind's not going back on what I don't have.
Correct.
My mind's not going back on what she's doing or he is doing.
Yeah.
My mind's not going back on what I shoulda, coulda, woulda did.
Yes.
In the past.
Yes.
Forward motion.
I like
Right.
the word forward motion. That's
Forward
a good word.
motion.
I'm going to attach it.
Yeah.
That's a forward motion.
And looking forward,
yes,
right?
yes,
Because
yes.
the minute that we look in the rearview mirror,
Yes,
we
yeah.
hear that quote all the time. We crash.
Yes.
Or we go in a different direction.
Yes.
And that's true.
Yeah.
That's happened to me where I'm like, oh, well, yeah, like, let's go down this road because I took my eyes off the road for
Yes.
2 seconds, then I'm off into
And
an hour on social media.
and imagine if that happens just on a day. Imagine you do that for your life.
That's true.
You are on a complete different detour and you get into the woods, never get back to regain the life that you're supposed to live. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's, even though it's a metaphor, but that's what we do in life. And we get lost and we don't have a purpose because we are directionless.
Yeah.
We don't know where we are going. We don't have a GPS.
That is interesting that you say that because that is the secret of getting out of the trap.
100%.
Is when you are focused on a goal.
100%.
Or you're focused on a purpose.
I like
and you
your
live by a
forward
mission.
motion. Yes.
Yeah.
The forward, you're looking forward and you're also adding action, which is motion. So I really like the word forward motion.
Yeah.
And then, add that together, then we keep going.
And it's interesting too because how do you know where to go if you don't have a big enough goal, right? If it's just like, oh, I want to go there. Like if I'm driving and I'm like, okay, like I gotta on a path that I'm not really familiar with, like, okay, I just keep going. And then your mind wanders. You're like, okay, well, what if this thing comes out of this woods? Or what if I'm going the wrong way, right? But if you have a big enough goal and you have a big enough, like, okay, there's the mountain. I'm going that direction.
Yes.
You don't think about the what ifs.
No.
You're like, all right, hell bent on that.
Oh,
mission,
100%.
Completely focused. But if it's not big enough, if the mountain is just a little hill and you can't really see it until you get out of the woods, your mind's thinking about the boogeyman over here. You're thinking about the wolves over here, right? Because it's like, bing, bing, bing. Like, this is scary. This is unfamiliar. You're focused on everything that could go wrong.
Exactly.
Right?
No, I like that. I like that metaphor you said, because it is true. The mind doesn't know a difference between what is real and what is not real. And the mind can only respond to big, hairy, audacious goal, BHOG as they call, like you said, big goals.
Yeah.
Then it responds. If it is probably small, it has it. So you got to trick the mind. You got to hack. What you just said is a hack. You just gave a hack. This is how you get out of the trap.
Yeah.
Be bold.
Mind hack. I like
mind
that.
hack. Yeah. So we are offering mind hack in a mind trap. So the hacks are, how do we get out of those traps? The comparison trap, the regret trap, and the desperation trap. We can do several things. Number one would be the meditation. Science says that.
Yeah.
Heightened level of anxiety or FOMO leads to depression unchecked.
What does it feel like when you're in meditation?
So meditation, it feels like...
or should feel like.
No. I can tell you. It feels like I'm high. Feels like I'm on weeds. Feels like I'm on ganja.
Did you just say it feels like I'm on weeds?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. But without the side effect. I'm high. Nobody's bothering. I'm somewhere floating. I'm in cloud 9. Oh my God, when I come back, I'm happy.
Have you ever been high? Actually?
Because I'm already high, so I don't want any more high.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
I can relate to that feeling. Actually, I can relate.
Because you know, that's what I feel. I feel lightness. I feel like I'm flying, both physically and mentally, and there is no barriers to what I can think. So to me, when I'm in that state, it calls for expansion.
This is so funny you say this, because I felt like, and I messaged you because last week I was feeling it. Like I'm like, whoa, I haven't had any coffee or anything, but I just feel like go.
Yes,
and I'm like, something, I do feel high. Like I'm just like an Energizer bunny or something.
It is.
And it's so funny you say that, because it's for the first time I experienced what you were saying. That high of just, but it's interesting when you said it also feels light.
Yes.
And I didn't feel like that until I got rid of the dust.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
until I stopped lying to myself, until I stopped, doing things I shouldn't, right? Like I said I'm going to go to the gym, and then I would wake up and then I wouldn't go to the gym, and it was just me lying over and over to myself, or not following through on something I told myself I was going to do, or something wasn't good for me. For example, drinking alcohol. Like, it's nice in different, for dinner or whatever. But like, I would go out with my friends and we would go out, which is, nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah. That's what we're supposed to do.
It wasn't serving me.
Oh, got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for me personally. And so it wasn't until I made a decision and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. And I followed through it. And so I'm very proud and very, very
Good for you.
Very excited to say that I haven't drank at all since that day. And it's such a big deal, because even it seems small to me.
Yes.
But it's such a big deal because I'm following through on what I said.
that you're going to do.
You know?
Yes.
And so it's like keeping my word to myself.
Yes.
And then the more I do that, the more I'm rewiring my brain. And,
Bingo.
And then it's like,
It's a
you
hack.
feel light.
You just gave a hack.
Yeah?
You just hacked
What's
yourself.
the hack?
You just hacked yourself.
Following through.
Yeah.
Yeah? Keeping your word
Yes.
to yourself and others.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
yeah.
that's a hack. And how do you get out of the trap? You just hacked yourself.
Yeah. How to feel light.
Yes.
How to feel.
Yeah. So unless you taste that experience, right, you would not know what that is. And therefore, all I am saying is that we have to get into that, meditation or simply doing nothing and closing the eyes itself is meditation. Meditation is nothing. It's not complicated. It's not like a big act. It's just doing nothing and being aware. Even me being aware, talking to you is meditation.
Oh, like a release. It's
But
releasing.
But focusing on one thing is also meditative. Like even it could be even food meditation. When you eat the food, if you say, wow, I can taste the chicken or the vegetable or where it is coming from, and being aware and nourishing the soul at that cellular level is meditation. And then me talking to you instead of me focusing on you and talking to you. And if I keep wandering my mind, okay, what am I going to do for dinner? When am I going to go to Arizona? And and Danielle is talking about Miami. And if my mind wanders around in your presence, then I'm not here. But if all my concentration and my focus are on this podcast, on the person, the co-host, right there, that is also meditation. So it's not
That's
a
interesting.
complicated topic or anything. And closing the eyes and being there is a meditation. And then, of course, you can do the breathing. There are so many other guided meditation practices. There are hundreds of things we can do. I'm not talking some complicated.
So for like a beginner though, to learn to do this,
Yeah.
right? What I hear it is, and this is a great side podcast to go into, but just for a beginner to get their mind, all it is focusing on one thing.
Yes.
So not allowing your mind to wander.
Yes.
Okay. So for example, you wake up and
Yeah.
you want to meditate and you think about what? Or what do you focus your mind on?
You don't
Your
have to do that. You don't focus. You just be as is.
Oh, well, that's really hard to do. Have you ever done that?
I do
and my
that.
brain
Yeah.
just goes, okay, and I got to do this, I got to do this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and
Yeah.
ping pong ball.
Yeah, so that's what we need to recenter that and then reduce the number of thoughts per minute in your mind, and that's really what we need to do. I don't know the exact number, Danielle, I would just say if I were to operate 20 thoughts per minute, I'm doing good. I'm just, as an example, I'm just saying, maybe in the next podcast, I can come up with the scientific number. And when I average, let's say 60 thoughts, 40 thoughts, I'm on a hyper mode. So obviously you cannot become thoughtless. Only time you can become thoughtless is that when you are laughing a lot, there is no thought. Zero thought when you laugh.
That's interesting. I never thought of that. Huh.
Keep
Now
laughing.
I'm gonna have to laugh.
Keep laughing. There is no thought.
That is interesting.
That is why that hormone that comes out of laughing and smiling, it is so good to the brain.
Yeah.
Why do they say laughter is the medicine?
It's like a detox.
Yes.
It is a detox.
But in the world that we live in the digital world live in, we don't laugh enough. And
We
most
take
of
ourselves too serious.
I know
feel like.
all of them are behaving like they're constipated or something. You know what I mean? What the heck changed to our world? And then we are going to the pharmacy. I'm just saying, God damn it, just laugh more.
That's
Don't
it.
go to CVS pharmacy for all this thing. You know what I mean?
Wait, laughter. We just invented laughter as the new enema.
Yeah. And it is free.
And it's free. Wow.
You don't have to drive.
Oh, no, we don't have to drive.
So laughing is a meditation,
That is true. That is
right?
true.
I mean,
You're focused on one thing. And it's
yeah.
like a,
So if you can laugh, Give it a try in your life, right? If you can laugh, let's say 40 minutes or 60 minutes continuously, Danielle, you will become enlightened, master. Then I have to do this.
They're gonna put me in the hospital if I do that.
No.
Tie me to a bed.
No. It's that because you became thoughtless in that moment.
Yeah.
Because if you laugh and tell me you are also thinking about something else.
That is very hard to do, actually.
You
Or to think of something negative.
Not even negative, positive, you won't be able to do anything.
Yeah.
It cuts the loop. It cuts everything. Just
So that's
check it
another
out.
hack.
Yeah.
Watch a funny movie or do something
Laugh.
that will make you...
Watch some comedy shows. Go to some comedy. Or even have a laughing club. Maybe we should start a laughing club. And all we do... right?
Hey,
right?
Look at you already creating companies.
Laughing company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do? We laugh. I mean, there are a lot
He's
of...
going to do stand-up now.
Funny you said that. That's the only thing that I've not accomplished in my bucket list.
Stand-up?
Yeah, like I've been telling the comedian, the actor Brandon T. Jackson, he said, bro, I think it'll be super funny that you and I go to New York City, Broadway, and do one night, Friday night, stand-up comedy. And he said, over the years, I have become a comedian, he says that. And I crack a lot of jokes. So I'm competing with the comedians. So imagine where I could be from a tech nerdy guy. And so it's all because of my laughter. And
I like that too. That's another hack of FOMO.
Yeah.
Is like trying new things, getting out of your comfort zone, forward motion.
Yes.
Instead of comparing in a negative, I'm not good enough. Well, let's just try something.
Yeah, so you say, okay, look at the social media. Okay, now I'm going to go to the park and walk. I'm going to take my dog and do something. Or I'm going to go to the Whole Foods and get some organic food. Or I'm going to go to the market in the summertime and get fresh vegetables.
Yeah, or try a new vegetable. Or
no, whatever it is.
New.
Try something. Have some conversation.
Yeah,
digital is okay, but talk to real people. Because end of the day, as a human being, we have to have a sense of belonging.
Yes.
And when that sense of belonging is not there, we become lonely. And that lonely causes these issues like comparison, regret. And when person is not that, then they don't have that. So, the forward motion, all those things are interrelated, but we make it so complicated. And the remedy and the hacks are so simple. It's that we choose not to do that, right?
I think it's interesting that you mentioned lonely because someone reached out to me, a follower, last night about feeling lonely. And that they're very accomplished, but they're lonely.
Yes.
And so we were kind of talking about comparison within the family. Maybe the parents... push the child to do this certain thing, and they're living the life their parents want them to live, but they're still not feeling fulfilled.
Yes.
What would you suggest?
I'm glad that you brought this topic, Danielle. I've been looking at this so long, so I met so many celebrities. Extremely, extremely successful. They got them all. Some of them are even billionaires. But then I find that their energy is so negative and they feel empty on the inside.
Oh, even though they're so successful.
Exactly. To the outside world, they look so successful. Inside, they feel empty, insecure. And I said, oh my God, I don't want this life at all.
Yeah.
I don't want to name them because they are all huge celebrities that are already in the news, right? And say, oh my God, what is the perception, the point of view that I have outside looking in? I go inside. They really need a lot of therapy. They need a lot. So something is making them feel empty on the inside.
Is there a common factor? Is there some common?
I think the common thing is that probably Hollywood is the toxic culture trying to make them always compete is okay, make them feel it's not good enough.
Oh, always pushing the
boundaries and making them, no matter what it is. If you become a supermodel, that itself is not good enough. You got to become a supermodel, right? Like you become a that's not good enough. You got to become a national pageant, Miss USA. That's not good enough. You got to become Miss Universe. Where does it end? And only one person in the world can be one. And only maybe 50 beauty pageants can come to America every year. There cannot be more than 50. So what happens to the rest of the 500, 5,000, 50,000 people?
And I do think it's good to have goals. Like, okay, you accomplish here. Now you want to go here. And I think it's healthy to do that. But where it's unhealthy, when it's not true to yourself.
Yes.
Right? If you're living a life that's pleasing others, but it's not yours.
Yes.
And there's something missing inside it, and you know it.
Yes.
You know it.
Yes,
And I did this, and I will admit, for the last 20 years, I don't want to say this in a negative context, I would say I lived a life that wasn't true to myself. And I knew it. I knew it every day. I knew it. And it was just a matter of time that I could get out, right?
So you became trap-free.
Until I became trap-free. But like we talked about in previous podcasts, my wings weren't clipped. I just thought they were.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's all within our power.
Yes.
To get up and change the story.
Who says that you're clipped in your mind?
I do.
You did.
Yeah.
And it was not.
Well, it's always us. It's always the story, right? It's always our belief. And that's what kept me kind of in this little, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say I was a puppet, but I was playing a role in someone else's world, right? And I wasn't authentic. I was scared. I was scared of judgment, criticism, and what will this person think? And
exactly. Society is a trap.
It was,
You're subjected to societal traps. Whether it is a family trap or a society trap or whatever, it's a trap in the mind. It's a mind trap.
Yeah, that was my trap. And then it wasn't until that I made the decision that I didn't want to die and regret not living the life that I... Or living my full potential.
Yes.
And so it was just a decision. And once I made the decision, everything fell into place.
Thank you.
But the anxiety came just knowing I had to make it.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And we see that in a lot of like entrepreneurial situations where it's just like make the decision.
Yes.
Like half the battle is just making it and then following through on
Forward motion.
Forward motion. Yeah. So, so for me, that was the biggest thing for me is in a FOMO sense.
Got it.
I'm missing out on a life I know I can live.
Yes, it is. It's an extension of what we talked about. We talked about social media as an example, but the life itself could be a extended FOMO.
Yeah. Where I'm missing out on a life I know
you deserve.
I deserve.
Yeah. And delayed the action, delayed the forward motion. So you had a backward motion.
I was stuck.
Okay, so there is neutral.
Neutral, yeah. I wasn't going forward because
You are in neutral.
Yeah.
And then you put the forward motion and you put the new gear.
I put the gas on.
You put the gas on.
I hit the pedal and I was like...
Oh, you push the metal.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But again, it was realizing that I am in control.
Yes.
Right.
And that is so empowering and it's self-healing. Right? Yeah. So I think so I think the science says that the anxiety leads to depression and the hack should be the meditation and the mindfulness and the hacks that you gave so many hacks, even your own life. And those are the things that people can use to get out of that FOMO.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then I think even in the Trap City, we talk about that.
Yeah.
Right? So you watch the movie, the character Deshaun, he was caught, right? In the trap, right? On one hand, he wants to be a rapper. Other hand, he wants to show loyalty to the drug lord and he's a drop man for a drug lord, right? And so for him, he doesn't want to snitch. right? So he does so but he wants to catch that moment of fame by becoming a rapper. So that is a FOMO. He doesn't want to miss out on the FOMO by not becoming a rapper. With the rapper, you come all the attention, adulation, admiration. So he's missing that out. But the other hand, he wants to be loyal to the guy who gave his living, right? So what does he do? So it's again in the movie we go through the same decision-making process. It's very analogous to the social media thing. It's all the same, and then obviously we show the streets. In the streets, the decision-making has to be instantaneous because it's between life and death, right? It's a survival, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we showcase in the movie Trap City, but the same concept applies everywhere else. Whether it is social media FOMO, whether we talk about comparison, because in the character Deshaun is also comparing, and then also regret, right? He's regretting, because he doesn't even want to go. He wants to be successful, but he doesn't want to snitch, right? So he's caught. He's caught in both worlds. And then desperation leads to a lot of different things, right?
Yeah.
And then in this case, in the movie, the girlfriend does certain things, and he thought that's a girlfriend, but the girlfriend, I don't want to be a spoiler, so I'm not going to say what happened in the movie. So a lot of things happen, and so that's why this Trap City, the mind trap, the social media, and even our own personal journey, they're all interconnected, and they all have the same common theme. And underneath the FOMO is really the comparison, the basic, benign, without knowing, that can become a regret, and then that can become a desperation, and desperation ultimately unchecked leads into anger and depression, full-blown depression.
And too, with the movie too, I feel like with his goal being a rapper, there's that self-doubt.
Yes.
Comparison, maybe I'm not good enough.
Yes.
Maybe I can't really do that. And so it kind of kept him like, well, this is comfort. This is not comfort. And we see that so much today where people straddle the line of comfort.
Yes.
And they don't want to go in the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
They want to make a decision.
Yeah, you saw the movie.
Yeah.
You know why that happened?
Why?
Because one of the girlfriend is negative Nancy.
She's feeding him with all
exactly.
Yeah.
She's saying you're not good enough. You're not going to be a rapper. You're not Drake.
Yeah.
Right? You heard the line. You ain't Drake.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
Who the F you are? Shut up and sit down. Relax. And keep dropping the drugs, man. So in his mind, he wants to be one, but she is weighing him down. Right? On the other hand, he may say, yeah, maybe I'm that.
Yeah. Do you have any of those in your life that try to bring you down like that? They're like, you won't have that. I'm sure over the years you've had your fair share of them.
No, people do. People do because people have a different point of view, right?
Or they don't want to see you above them? Or
it's
what
not.
is
It's. I wouldn't say that, Danielle. Right? People all have different point of view, right? It's to me. I would say about a risk tolerance, right? Right. So most of the entrepreneurs, by sheer definition, they got to have a high risk-taking ability. Otherwise, you're not an entrepreneur.
That is
and
true.
they got to have a high tolerance for pain. And they should have courage,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
The same person not subjected to that, they cannot take risk. So what I may do will become dangerous to them. That I may be perceived like a normal middle class family. This guy is reckless. This guy is a goddamn gambler in the business world. He's starting 10 businesses.
Yeah.
He's desperate. And he's ruthless. Whatever it is, they all paint, right? So yes, it does happen. So some of my friends, they say, why can't you chill? You already had money. Go to some goddamn Bahamas and sit there and chill. And I say, I cannot chill because I don't know how to chill. This is what I know. As you said, I'm going to take that word. Forward motion is all I know. I don't know neutral.
Yeah. But it also is a protective thing too, because you're staying busy. You're
Yes.
not cycling in
Yes.
the I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, I don't get into that.
Your forward motion.
And I don't look back what happened 1985. I'm not an Oracle database to database everything that happened. I'm looking at what can I do new. Like even in the Mind Trap podcast, Danielle, right? We talk about okay, how do we come up with the right logo that will resonate, that will balance, da 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 da. How do we take this from adults to kids, da 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 da, right? And how do we, turn them into a movement? And how do we impact the lives of so many people? So that's what I'm driving, and that's what driving me.
Yeah.
And I get super excited thinking about, oh my God, I never thought this is possible. So it makes me like a kid in a candy store. I would rather be that kid in a candy store looking for those ideas, and then my creative juices and all these ideas flowing, because these logos are sitting somewhere and we are grabbing them and putting into our logo and putting it out. And then the same thing, logos that we are coming at the tagline and then different type of content like the FOMO, right?
Yeah.
And we talk so much about FOMO, so we can even teach a course on FOMO.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. I think University of Michigan should listen to this podcast and take us as one of the selected courses of the curriculum, how to get rid of the stupid FOMO.
Yeah. And you just said it perfectly, is get creative.
Yeah.
Get creative.
Yeah.
Create something new. Get some,
Yeah. So do that, right?
Yeah.
And so a simple idea in a film, we turn them into a podcast. We're going to turn them into a book. And with you, you're even talking about symposiums, seminars, going into the schools at a very young age. You get rid of the social anxiety, social media depression, whatever you wanted to call. I don't know the right name to call, but I'm just coming up with some. So all those things can come out of this one single idea. It's about seeding it and putting water to it and putting some sunlight and shine on it. Then all of a sudden we are talking about a massive human movement, and we are freeing people from the cage who think their feathers are clipped when indeed it is not clipped. And it's such a powerful feeling. I believe only God can do that.
It is really crazy, because it's like we're going from sharing awareness that these traps exist, but also sharing the hacks.
Yes.
On how to get out of them at an early age even.
Yes.
So that we're all able to shift faster.
100%.
Recognize it, shift over and over until our brains are just rewired to be like, forward motion, that's all we're focusing on. Right?
Recognize, shift, forward motion.
I love that.
If you didn't listen to anything what we said, those 3 words should be able to self-heal and empower yourself and get out of the FOMO trap and the mind trap. And if you don't thank yourself, your life will thank you for listening to this podcast.
Yes, I love that. Until the next one.
Yes, until the next one.